Hey, what's going on, you guys? Just wanted to give you a quick update on the work I did today. As you can see, we got a new part that's on there. Got the Treadstone front mount intercooler. Got it on today. It was a really easy install for having no instructions. So when you're doing this, there's just four 14 millimeter. Can't talk. Four 14 millimeter bolts over here. There's four more over here, and then there's a bunch of these little black 10 mils, and they're tucked in like down here, And I don't have everything tucked in there yet, but the bumper was really easy to get off. The hardest part was just on the Gen 2s on the Mazda Speeds. The harness can't be unplugged, so you have to remove it from the actual bumper. So there's like a lot of these annoying little gray clips, and you have to remove them one at a time. And then let's see what else we did today. We got fresh oil in there. Let's see what we got. Can't remember what I put in there today. Pennzoil, SAE 5W30, whatever the manual calls for, because I'm probably going to change it after I do the valve cleaning anyway. So we got the old crash bar over there. So you got this big piece of junk. I guess it's a little bit of weight reduction too, I guess. Got my bumper chilling over here. Haven't put any of the pipes on yet. I still got everything sitting over there. I used a breaker bar to get those 14 millimeter bolts broken loose. I tried to use my little impact drill, but it was they were on there pretty good. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and I think I'm gonna call it a night. We would have had the turbo done, and we would have had all that bit back in there, the downpipe, the cross brace. But me and my infinite wisdom decided to cut. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's in my pocket. So there was this line that was attached to the coolant feed line on the original turbo, and I was pulling on it, and I didn't really want to bend that line because I knew it was like a $65, $70 line. So I cut these, little lines here, thinking that, I'll just fab another one. I'll go pick up some lines or whatever. Well, you can't get you can't get lines that are shaped in this exact format, like an L, and it's like got a perfect groove to go around the turbo. So I got to go to Mazda and show them a picture of what I cut and see if they can order it for me. It's probably going to cost me like $25, $30 for these piece of crap lines, but it's whatever. That's part of, I guess, my first turbo install. So that's on pause, and it's this line right here. It goes from the EGR. It's the coolant return line. It goes from the EGR delete to, let's see, I don't have my light on me, so you guys probably can't see this, but there's a line on top of the turbo. It goes right there, and if you try to do it with some line from the store, it kinks, and I really don't want a kinked line on my turbo. So we got the I got this rag in here so we don't drop any nuts down in there, because I don't want to take that off again. But we got the oil feed line hooked up today, torqued down. Got the coolant lines torqued down, the metal parts anyways. We don't have the 2 inches or so of coolant, rubber coolant hose on. Got the oil change, got the plugs out, so I've got a Damon oil catch can on the way, and I've got all new plugs. And once we get the intercooler on, we get the downpipe back on, and plugs changed, we're going to work on the valves, and I'll be cleaning those with B12 chem tool. Going to change out this belt, and I still haven't ordered my tune. So I guess I'm going to go with Freak Tune. I know I keep saying his name every video, but I was doing some research, and I just decided to stay with him because, I've been using him for years now, and he's just, why change what works? So I'm going to stick with him, and it's shaping up. The install is shaping up really good. No complaints. Like I said, I really recommend the Treadstone. I was a little intimidated at first because there was no instructions, but if I can figure it out, you guys can figure it out. And I mean, it's really straightforward. There's only one configuration that this will fit on the front of the car, so you really can't get it wrong. And it sure is pretty. Get a look at that. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to perform. It's rated for 500, so I'm assuming it's going to be good enough for me, but it looks cool. That's cool enough for me. This little bugger got in the way. The ambient temperature sensor, I got to figure out where I'm going to mount that, but it was on the back of this and it was rubbing on it, so I didn't like that. And let's see what else. Yeah, it seems like there's a never-ending list of stuff I need to do on this build here. And I mean, I didn't even do everything. I could have upgraded the intake manifold, could have upgraded the exhaust manifold. I mean, so, that'll come later. But so I've got the intake sitting over here, got my 51R battery chilling right there, and just waiting for that cork sport mount to come in. And yeah, we'll be firing her up in let's see, what's today, the 4th? I want to say a week and a half, 2 weeks from now. That'll be everything done, oil change, maintenance, everything double checked, triple checked, tune in, car back on the ground, and we'll fire her up. And I appreciate you guys watching the videos. It kind of just started off as me just, wanting to record just for my own purposes, but if I can help somebody else out that's doing, a B&R install, that'd be cool. So go ahead and comment if you have any suggestions. Oh, so I did decide on the exhaust. So sorry, I got some allergies still. I'm gonna do a side exit for right now. I know that's ricer, whatever, but I've spent a lot of money, more than I thought I would have spent, just trying to do this right with all the extra maintenance. I could have done it and just not, done all the maintenance stuff, but I really want it to be fired up and, running good. I got to buy some more tires. That's going to be $500. So I'm going to have a little exhaust made. When he sends me the base map, and it's going to, be good enough for me to get to the muffler shop, and I'm going to have them just route. Nothing too obnoxious, but just a little side exit right here, just until I can save up some cash, and maybe I'll do the turbo manifold and an exhaust next, and then I can always change it later on, but that's another $700 to $1,000 for an exhaust when I could spend $100 at an exhaust shop, and it'll be good for my purposes, which is just to be back on the street and doing runs in Mexico, of course. So alright, well, thanks for watching. The videos will keep coming as I go along. Hopefully they'll get better. I'm going to actually start doing some editing instead of just filming after I'm done, but